And these breaks are like half an hour long, because I just don't care. Is Naomi's stuff in the room? I thought it was the Science Labs stuff. Oh man, it's my favorite guy, isopropyl alcohol. Hell yeah. Handle of basic tools. Hold up, let's turn on a slightly different track. Now I want that boom boom sound. Ramen maybe? It's gotta be online, right? No? Dang! Man, I'm bad at this. One of these days, man. Wait, no, maybe it's this one then. Nothing. God, that song feels so like out of place. Oh, that is this song. Oh, God, I'm so... Anyway, there's a bunch of shit in there, and Anon's gonna do the thing they did in the video game. Hell yeah, but it's a different character now. It's so different. Should be everything. How does Anon even know how to get rid of nail polish? Why would he know what gets rid of nail polish? Anon, do you even know if nail polish turns into an incredibly toxic chemical when you combine it with alcohol? Yeah, I'm just gonna suffocate myself on these toxic fumes. Great idea! I know that why can't you at least be like, man, if I open the window, it's gonna be warm in here. That'd be way more Anon. But no, we don't even get that. There's no thought. There's no presence in the scene, right? We are not reminded that it is warm and that Anon is hot and that might drive some of his decisions in a certain direction. Because that would require presence of character, and that's a lot to ask from people who write the same. They all just steal sentences from each other. This is why people tell you to, like, read other shit, good or bad, you know. Though you must be aware of it if what you're reading is good or bad. That consciousness can get in the way. Like, if you're like, if you don't know what good or bad looks like and you only read bad books, then you'll start writing bad shit unintentionally. Because you have no other source to pull from. Yeah, but, like, when have you ever cleaned nail polish? That's my problem, right? Maybe one of them pointed it out. It still feels weird. Cleaning is monotonous. Man, I hate Q-tips. I just want to stick them in my ear, but they're full of alcohol, so I'll get drunk. So, hey. Fang suddenly breaks the silence. I blink at the sudden remark. Oh no! There's someone here and they talk? My eyes glancing up towards him. Doubting as I was, the loss of quiet caused my grasp on the Q-tip to lose focus. It hops free from the painted groove, gently brushing on the snag and a piece of circuit. Shit! Fang's eyes go wide. They immediately lean in, bapping their snoot directly against the circuitry because it's so dang long. Searching for the meter center with a panic. What? Is it broke? No, now calm down! I quickly reply. And I smack him on the snoot. But sorry. It's fine. Jesus fucking Christ, this is so overwritten for what it really needs to be. It's like, if you want to establish that Anon is meticulous and all that, then you've already done that. You don't need to repeat the concept. Right? Like, maybe you'll bring it up in conversation with Fang. Like, Fang is like, why are you like this? And then he's like, I'm meticulous, you see? I'm a very meticulous man. I will now explain the character trait that I'm putting on display. For no good reason, I'm going to remind you of it verbally while it is happening physically. I mean, it beats the shit out of what they're doing here. At least to be a bit terser about its writing. Back at the gym, he said you recognized what the MIDI was. I've explained to you a little. Just wondering, you're like into... Anon, are you into music? Anon, do you listen to real music? I was what a MIDI does, let alone what it is. I mean, that's because most people nowadays don't even fucking know what a file format is. Do you think anyone fucking knows what a wave is? My god. Also, MIDI is like instruments and stuff. Actually, let's look it up. It's a musical instrument digital interface. It's a Japanese-American technical standard that describes a communication protocol, digital interface, and electronic connectors that connect to a wide variety of electronic musical instruments, computers, and related audio devices for playing, editing, and recording music. A single MIDI cable can carry up to 16 channels of MIDI data, each of which can be routed to a separate device. I never knew it was that complicated. I thought it was just like a file format with like, oh, you got certain instruments built in. But no, yeah, the instruments do depend on the chip you put in, right? Dang. Or if I may be so callous, hot dog. Yeah, most people don't know about MIDIs. Most people probably barely know what an MPEG is. Or a JPEG. Or an MP3. Do they even know what a doc is? They probably only know docx. The new format for Microsoft. I tried to get it well, and dropping it's just kind of a phase. Really, what made me interested? Came across some soft ridiculous bit. You know, some jackass on 4chan was like, look at this cool new music I made. And because I was a little idiot, it was like, oh man, it's such cool music and everyone is calling him so cool. I'm gonna be cool too. So he downloaded the software after asking him, what software do you use? And there was at least one person who was like, Jesus fucking Christ, please don't ask it like you want to suck his dick. Oh. And then he downloaded and he played around with it, and then Anon had the same gibberish that everyone gets. It was like, man, my music sucks. And instead of trying, he just gave up. I just feel like selling this up because no one gave a shit about my half-assed limitations of rock ring tracks. It's because you were learning, and you're an idiot. Where the fuck is this guy? There's a guy in the channel who's been, like, typing for 10 minutes. I hope he's alright. I know that he's gonna yell at me specifically. I should put on my bulletproof vest, and my bulletproof helmet, and my bulletproof gloves, and my bulletproof pants, and my bulletproof boots. Don't worry. I'm bulletproof. This could not be inferred from the scene, so I had to explain it. That's rough. That's rough, buddy. Should have kept going, because every easy first. Okay, listen, I understand that Fang is, like, into music and stuff. I don't think Fang is the kind of person to tell you to pick up music. I feel like Fang would be like, yeah, that sucks, man. And then Fang would be like, but I got past it. If you just try a little hard. Make it about themselves. People like to make things about themselves. Do you people not know how normal people talk? A lot of people love to talk about themselves or share their experiences. Show a little empathy and sympathy. Also, it helps build character. It lets you have your character define themselves by being like, yeah, this is an experience I've had that's similar to yours. We are connected, and this is how I am as a person. Woo! It's a bit showy, a bit telly, not showy, but fuck it, man. Some things you can't show. Some things you have to talk about, because what are you going to do? Do a fucking flashback for that? A fucking 10,000 word flashback chapter for that? God, you people are stupid. Never said it was perfect, Anon. I know this is true, but part of the implication of Goodbye Volcano High... Also, why does this end on a fucking comma? Part of the implication of Goodbye Volcano High is that Fang is actually really good at music. Like, unreasonably so, and the only thing holding them back is that they were making stupid music. The skills were there. It's just that they, wrote stupid music for stupid people. Never said you were good either. Ah! Have you even listened to the bit? Have you even tried... What, you never heard me play before, too? I can practically smell the lack of tasting. You want no good music in the back of the head, dude. Then why are you fucking talking about it? This is what I mean, right? It's like... Man, I love how these two characters have such chemistry. They share so many interests, and they like so many of the same things. And Anon shares... Like, I know what you can go for with here, but I just don't trust these people anymore, man. The funny part is, both of these answers would be entirely okay with Fang. I highly doubt that neither Trish nor Reed have brought up the concept and tried to make soundtracks first. Because, like, they're both nerds, right? One of them has to play video games, and one of them must have been like, let's make Rock Ring. With lyrics. Also, it's explicit that Fang has at least seen an anime. Or knows what an anime is. Actually, doesn't Fang's page actually explicitly mention that Fang is, like, into... Hold up. Well, they're into the Pretty Heroes anime, but I think that happens over the course of the game. So that doesn't count. Yeah, Reed likes video games. There you go. That's all I need. Trish apparently likes bug soft circuits, welding, ASMR, and freedom. Which, interestingly enough, implies that none of them actually know anything about anime. I like how Trish supposedly loves freedom, but I guess that would explain part of why she's so upset about the whole band thing. She's like, my freedom! You're impinging upon my freedom! USA! USA! What about Naomi and Nasser? I think Naomi's in the anime. They're pretty heroes. And cosplay. But I don't know if anime necessarily makes sense. As a broader scope. Man, none of these fuckers are nerds in the right way. None of them are like proper hardcore nerds, are they? Fang lets out a cackling as they shake their head. You absolute dork, you're a walking stereotype. What the fuck are you talking about? It takes Juan to know Juan. I know that joke. I know that comic. I read it every day to remind myself that comedy is still very much alive. Touché. Got on the music. Why? I forgot why Fang got in the music. I know that Fang is good at it, and that there's an implication that they played the piano. Let's look it up. Because they have a piano in the house, so... Another tendency Fang does. Another tendency Fang has. Is sometimes assuming the worst. But this sentence fucking sucks. Another tendency Fang does is sometimes assume the worst. Another tendency Fang has is to assume the worst in the actions of others. Or assume the worst of the intentions of others. Fang accused Nasser for trying to ruin their dreams by removing the worm from our poster. I mean, that's like one instance, but it is a character trait, I guess, if you want to read into it. As a child, Fang would write songs for Nasser's and grew him into music. There you go. Fang, you've known this guy for like 5 minutes and you're telling him your tragic backstory? Like, I get wanting to be open and honest, but Fang is like the last person to be open and honest with people. With Anon. Again, that's why they suck. That's why they can't be in the same room. And as much as I say that, like, Naomi's relationship with Fang is kind of passive. Because, like, oh, I didn't be on the phone and everything. At least Naomi's fucking making moves, man. I'm gonna say it the way it is. Chat, real smooth. Now check it back, y'all! Wow. It's magical how these characters just should not be in a relationship. Especially not with this setup. Like, there's ways to make this work, and it's just not done. Take a glance back to the MIDI. Still, it's a MIDI controller, right? Like, I think all it does is it plays like a file that directs to, like, I don't know how it works necessarily, but I imagine Fang just has like a MIDI file somewhere where they make like a little music program and they make a file out of it and they put that file on the device and they push a button and it interprets the instruments the way they want to. Like, it's got all these preset variables on it. You know, this is how I want my guitars to sound, this is how I want my drums to sound, and you flush it into the speakers. I guess that's why it would be a MIDI controller, because it's controlling the MIDI variables, because otherwise I think it's just, like, stuff coming out. I think I stuck with it because it's different when I'm playing. It also feels like, I don't know how to say this, I get it, like, I like a lot, but I get what you're going for, but the dudes for Fang feel a bit much, right? There's a sense that, like, they don't fully understand how Fang talks. There's a degree of nervousness missing, right? Like, this unwillingness to deal with strangers and to have to talk when they don't want to, when it's not about their interests. That level of like, softcore autism, you know? Which Trish kind of has. Because if you pay attention, Trish does kind of have autistic tendencies with us. She's like, man, bugs! And then she kind of gets shut up and quiet and only talks once she finally blows up for realsies. My whole body feels lighter. It's almost like there's a music video happening. I thought Fang wanted you to finish this fucking machine already. Building a railgun in class. You gotta explain. Man, these characters are being weirdly open with each other despite both being people that should not be having this conversation. Technically, I made a weapon on school grounds. How strong was this thing? Like, a railgun doesn't mean that it has to, like, blast the thing at subsonic speeds. It can just kind of plink a little needle forwards. Everyone else in the room distanced themselves too. Themselves! Why are you using singular? Jesus Christ, Anon, you've become woke. In like the way that even the woke people are like, what are you talking about, buddy? You alright? You need a doctor? Are you demented? Does it run in the family, Anon? And that's fucking awesome. I feel like Fang would... Like, it's too loud, right? Fang from Gabavacane High would sooner say something, Anon, that's pretty cool, you know? Wow, it's kind of cool. But fucking awesome feels too harsh. If you tell Naomi this, she'll flip! Would it be more fun if she's like, man, if you told Naomi this, she'd freak out, you know, that stupid woman who makes me want to backstab it's like, hey, backstab your friend for my stupid yearbook. You know, tie some shit together? How does Fang feel about all this? Come on! Man, can you feel the fucking chemistry popping off the page with these characters? Because I sure fucking don't. It's just Anon having a fucking hard-on because he's a little teenager who's like, man, it's a girl. Penis. Thick or finish. I surely want me to find out. And it just starts playing the fucking emo track, and Anon's like, oh my god, we cannot be friends. Why do you listen to this emo crap? God, when I did that, I immediately mind of SpongeBob going like, wow! Wow! Forgot what it was. It was like screaming that for like a minute. Man, I don't want to look. Well, you don't have to look. It's supposed to make sound, not make bleepy bloops. Little light effects. Come under the keys and bottom in the corner with bladed breath. Thank God, Ada, you're a genius. How does Fang say this in the game? Let's look this up, okay? Let's look this the fuck up. Hold up, 1 minute. What is this button? What is this fucking button? What is this? Oh. Oh no, I'm looping. So there's a button here, and it's monitoring, so I can see my own sounds in mijn eigen dojo. This is them going to. That's not. This is the. Yeah, Naomi explicitly fixed electronic in Science Club. That's why she goes for her and not. Yeah. Deck. Use glitter polish should be terrible, but at least you're not a fucking prep. Could you imagine if you were a prep? I couldn't fix this if you were a preppy. Oh shit, this is like quoted. This is apparently fucking quoted. I feel like the Hold up.
It. All fixed. Ugh, Naomi, you're a genius. I owe you like a million favors.
Well, since you're gonna be in the Battle of the Bands,
I do appreciate that this immediately like ties things forward. Did this guy fucking quote everything? I'm actually more pissed off about that. The problem being that Anon is not. Nah, whatever, man. I'm kind of reaching my end of giving a shit. If we're just gonna start quoting the fucking game like this, listen. If you're this insecure about making up your own lines for a character, fuck off. You know, don't bother. What can you write if all you can do is quote? Become a journalist, a reporter, if you wish. If it is all the facts that you can bother with. Gotta go fetch Reed. We'll find him first. Could be anywhere. He told me, you know, he's on the roof. Great numbers. I don't know how to feel about the implication that she already knows Naomi, because I always got the sense that they didn't really know each other that well. But let's go back to like the what was it again?
It always just felt like the right thing. I guess I made up little songs when I was a kid for Nasser and stuff. Our parents were always working a lot, so we kind of had to entertain ourselves. Like, I know I'm supposed to talk about how songs helped me find myself or understand the world or something, but...
They don't?
No, I mean, they do. Especially right now, but it's also that I feel different when I'm playing. My whole body feels lighter. Wow. I am so nervous and I am rambling right now. I probably sound crazy.
No, you don't. It's called flow, and people feel it from all sorts of things. Exercise, painting, math, even.
I have to say, I'm getting really annoyed at how one for one this is. Like, it's okay. Let's get one thing out of the way. Safi, aren't there lots of Snoot Game fics where characters one for one their lines? Yes, but that's mostly because it's basically the same story they're trying to tell. Like at that point, there's no divergence. Anon does not materially exist in Goodbye Volcano High, so inserting him as a character and keeping the conversation same, I feel like I'm not saying you can't have these conversations. I'm not saying you can't have this exact conversation somewhere. But you gotta, like, it's so, There's just something missing that makes it feel cheap and plasticky, right? Like, I just want to tap my finger against it. It kind of kills it for me, right? Because in Snoot Game, usually when they do it, it's because it's the early scenes or they're trying to, like, lay up to something. Or it's like, it doesn't really matter. But you're trying to build this relationship between your two romantic interests. And you steal the other leg of the love triangle's lines. There's something so uninspired and lame about that. It makes Anon feel like a self-insert more than he technically already is. Which is fucked up. How did you do it? I know I was on the roof. How can you be sure? On a second thought, totally right. Blah, blah, blah. Man, I have lost all desire to read this. I think I'm going to go make a post about this on my YouTubes about this. Because fuck, man. This is just not... Why am I here if you're not... Like, you add all this needless fluff. You even, like, fuck up the original lines in weird ways. Like, I get what you're trying to... I'm done, man. Also, why does Anon insist on calling it student life office? Why not just the door to the room we were in? Or the door to the office? Why is she specific? We exchanged phone numbers. Wow. I hope Anon has a crash out where he just blocks every number he has. I feel like that makes sense for the character to eventually do. Does Anon in Snoot Game ever exchange numbers? I know he does with Fang eventually, but that never felt like something that happened quickly, nor did it mean all that much. Whereas here, we're going to have a big exchange fairly quickly. Damn, I'm just so fucked up from the fact that they just stole Naomi's lines for this. God damn. Sheesh. Fuck it, I'm writing the post right now. Dang, dude. Just dang. There we go. And I'll leave it at that. Oh man, this place is so beautiful because I got to look at a girl. That's not a girl. Why is he here? Why are you coming along for this? I know that you're supposed to get your picture taken, but just go over there and have it taken. Why are you involved in these people's lives, Anon? I get that they're like, take my number. Okay, I can't deny that. But Anne could be like, no, I have to go get my picture taken. You have an excuse. Damn. It's like I'll never get anything out of this fucking fix right. Like the one that does something new. Just, oh man. Ugh. Life is too fucking short for this bullshit, man. I was ignoring his identity now. Reading your dice book. Ah, yes. The dice book. Either that's pretty awesome to do, Anon. Thanks, bro. He's underselling. He's actually pretty smart. Dude, build a railgun. Really? That's sick, man. Wild. I feel like Reed's eyes wouldn't widen. I think he would just be like, yeah, sure, buddy. Whatever. Actually, he would probably widen and then immediately regain his composure. His poise. Man's wearing the wolf ring. Was it the wolf ring? The hornet ring was the piercing one. I think it was the wolf ring, right? Oh, Havel's ring is the one that gives you the carry. Ugh, man. I'm so behind on the times. Ugh.